안녕하세요. 저는 여름이에요.
저는 마희예요.
저는 페이예요.
Our favorite place in South Korea are the five grand palaces. The first palace, Gyeongbokgung, is located in the heart of Seoul in the Gyeongno district. It was originally built in 1395 during the Joseon dynasty by King Taejo and was the biggest of their palaces.
It was the main royal palace and the largest of the five grand palaces built during Joseon dynasty. It served as the home of the king and their government during this time. Unfortunately, the palace was destroyed in a fire during Imjin War and was left abandoned for 2 centuries.
Gyeongbokgung Palace was restored in the 19th century under the reign of King Gojong. In the 19th century, all of the palace's 7,700 rooms were restored. During Japan's imperial occupation, the palace was once again destroyed.
And just recently, in the late 20th century, it was designated cultural property and has been rebuilt in the time since. The palace was originally made out of wood, but it was replaced with concrete when it was rebuilt. During the regency of the Daewongun, the palace's building was reconstructed and made a massive complex of 330 buildings and 5,792 rooms with 4,657,576 square feet of land.
Despite the complexity of the palace, there was only 3 entrances for the last 43 years. It's now a tourist spot in South Korea. The Gyeongbokgung Palace serves as a high piece of cultural history in the center of the bustling city of Seoul. In 2021, the K-pop group BTS, Bangtan Sonyeon, performed the song Dynamite and the Idol in front of the palace.
The palace was also used as filming grounds for many Korean movies, including Kingdom, The Last Empress, and The Moon Embracing the Sun. We picked the Gyeongbokgung Palace because it is a beautiful piece of Korean architecture with an interesting history that represents Korea's dynasty and culture. A secondary palace to Gyeongbokgung, the Changdeokgung Palace, was another of the 5 grand palaces.
Since the palace was only partially destroyed by the Imperial Japanese occupation, the palace has retained elements from the Three Kingdoms era of Korea. There are also the Hwan Gardens on the premises, and while originally built for the royal family, it is now known as the Secret Gardens of Changdeokgung Palace. The last princess of the Korean royal family, Princess Dokhae, was born at the Changdeokgung Palace.
The other 3 palaces are the Changyonggung Palace, Deokseonggung Palace, and Gyeonggi-gung Palace. The Changyonggung Palace was originally named the Suganggung Palace. However, its name was changed when it was renovated by King Seongjong. The palace is sometimes referred to as the Forbidden City because of its isolated nature.
Deokseokgung Palace is one of the smallest palaces and is known for the stone wall that surrounds it. The name of the palace itself, Deokseokgung, translates to the Palace of Virtue and Longevity. The last of the palaces, Gyeongheung Palace, was built in the 17th century and served as a secondary palace for the kings. While the palace was large during its peak due to fire and Japanese occupation, the palace that you can visit now is only 33% of its original size.
All of the palaces are open for the public, and people take joint tours of all 5 of them. The palaces are a beautiful piece of Korean history, culture, and architecture.